And good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Thursday the 16th, and we've got Paul back. Paul, how are you?
I am all right, thank you. How are you?
How am I? I'm pretty good, actually. Yeah, we're extraordinarily busy. That's the only problem. As the guy who lets us in on our bicycle says, I'm about the first to go into the building and about the last. He says, do I have any social life? Not really. It's all work. Anyway, let's move straight away to Scotland. Not to talk about Nicola Sturgeon, although I think that most people probably have got a smile on their face this morning. But I really don't need to get into party politics, but I really couldn't stand with her clanking. Sorry, Nicola Sturgeon. Anyway, actually, what I really meant by Scotland was Scott Golder raised about, was it £3 million or just over, wasn't it, Paul?
Well, they did have a better than expected successful retail entitlement rights offer that they closed. Not quite 1.2 million ordinary shares to be issued at 40 pence per share. So that brings the total that's been brought in to 4.8 million placing shares and about £3 million total gross there, or $3.6 million US. Much needed supporting working capital as they try to get that mine and mill operation stabilized at commercial rates on that new gold mine in Scotland.
Very good. Anything else? What else would you like to talk about? Was a lot out there. I think there was a lot out there today, wasn't there?
Well, there was a lot of odds and ends, actually. So one of the really important ones, I think, Clean Air Metals, the TSX-listed PGM explorer there in Canada, has had to withdraw their resource estimate and their PEA, both from the Thunder Bay North project because of a substantial error in the calculation on the Thunder Bay North total resources. So as a result, they think it might be as bad as 50% lower on Thunder Bay North deposit, even though it is the much more drilled of the two deposits that were included in the PEA. And for my viewpoint, it need to see more detail exactly just on what is the issue here, because that's a major error on the behalf of the independent QC, which would be reporting the resource previously, and it would set the company back by a good 6 to 9 months as they do the recalculation and then try to get a different PEA out. So there's much more to that story than just the press release, I think.
Okay.
Another piece of news I wanted to talk about, too, is the Albemarle results that were released initially yesterday. But the big thing is the announcement expecting a better than expected quarterly profit because of a five-fold jump in lithium chemical sales by the Albemarle, one of the biggest three in the world as far as the total lithium output or lithium chemical output. They earned $8.62 per share, and that was above even analyst estimates for what was going to be a bumper period anyway. And they're expecting that for the year, total lithium sales will be up by a good 30% year on year.
Lithium price is still coming off, isn't it? It's now coming off, I think about 15 days in a row.
Yes, that's right. Simply because it is China, which is the big driver on spot rates. And if the Chinese essentially are not as active in the spot market, then definitely the day-on-day quoting tends to come down in pretty much any commodity.
Yeah, so just be careful of those lithium stocks, as we've been saying now for about a month. Right, I think that's probably about it, isn't it, Paul?
Just a real quick mention, too, that they upsized the Calinex mines fundraise as well. Calinex, one I follow for a number of years, base metal explorer in Canada on the TSX, and the key project for them is the Pine Bay base metal sulfide project that they're trying to advance toward production essentially as quickly as they can, because the local mill right there inside Flin Flon, the ore feed from the 777 deposit that has fed that Flin Flon mill for many, many years by Hud Bay, that's depleted now. So there's definitely begging spare milling capacity in order in that immediate district.
Fair enough. Talking of Canada, it's just over 2 weeks to go before the PDAC conference in Toronto, where myself, yourself, Paul, and also Ollie O'Donnell will be in attendance for a few days, and a few days before and a few days after, sort of thing. So if there are any Canadians listening who want to try and catch up with us, do message us and we'll sort something out. But on that note, Paul, I won't be doing it tomorrow. I've got to go and do a site visit down in Ashford. So it'll probably be you and Ollie. But I hope, from my point of view, everybody enjoys the rest of the week and enjoys the weekend. Thanks.
Very good.